Helen, this is Danny. We work in the practitioner team at CILEx Regulation, and we're here today just to give a brief update on the outcomes-based CPD scheme. So, Danny, what exactly do we mean by outcomes?
Okay, so an outcome is just basically setting something that you want to achieve. So identifying a learning need, basically. And, you know, through work, generally, there'll be things that you want to update yourself on or you need to refresh yourself on, and that is your outcome.
Okay. And I guess a lot of these outcomes are going to come from your appraisals and your development reviews at work and things like that, aren't they?
Yeah, quite often we have, you know, lots of us have appraisals annually, or you have a review meeting every month and you're discussing what you want to achieve and what you need to learn to do your job. But equally, you know, we have self-employed members and we have, you know, other arrangements. So if you just feel like you want to update yourself on something, that's good enough as well.
Okay. I suppose if the outcome is in a review, if you planned this ahead of time, it's going to count as your planned activity, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So it's good to differentiate between an outcome and an activity, actually, because having a learning need, so if we start using an example and work through that, we've got, say, I need to update myself on changes to data protection. And so that's my outcome, and I know that at some point across the CPD year I want to cover that.
Yeah.
And I may look through what we've got as an internal training programme, and if nothing fits, then I might look online, or I might, you know, find a course that suits that need. And the good thing with an outcomes-based scheme is as well that there's no time requirement. So if you find a half an hour online webinar that's going to give you the refresher you need, that becomes your planned activity for meeting your outcome.
Okay, so as long as you've met the outcome, it doesn't matter how long you've spent on it, as long as you've achieved that need, then
absolutely, yeah. And the same with, obviously, that's talking about planned situations, and I'm sure members know that there's other times where ad hoc things come up and you learn something from it, and we let you count that as well. So if, say, you read the journal, or you know, you go online and just read an article and it sparks something off that makes you think, gosh, didn't realise that, or maybe I'll look into that further. That journal article, you didn't plan to learn anything from it, but you did. So log that as unplanned, count it towards your CPD as well.
Okay, great. And what if, say, I've been working on a case and an area of laws come up and it's not been something that I'm particularly familiar with? Would that class as a planned or an unplanned?
So there's a bit of a tricky distinction.
Okay.
You can sometimes just need to look something up, and that generally might be more unplanned because it's more ad hoc. If, say, you've got to the completion of a case and you thought, really didn't know enough about that, and then you find something, you've basically set yourself a learning challenge. Okay. So your outcome again, and you're planning to then meet it.
Okay, so if there's like been an immediate need for me to learn something, that's where it's been unplanned because I've had to do it straight away, whereas if I think, okay, in the next few months I need to cover that topic, then that's your
yeah, I
activity.
think so, yeah.
Okay, great. What about professionalism?
Okay.
Fit in?
Yeah, so professionalism, we ask members to do at least one outcome that focuses on professionalism every year. So professionalism is something that widens your skills as a professional person. Obviously, being a lawyer isn't just advising clients on the law, it's looking after their money, it's talking to them in a way that makes sense, it's dealing with their data correctly, considering diversity issues. So updating yourself on that wider skill of being a professional person, communication, compliance, that sort of thing, that's what's professionalism. And we ask, as I say, just one a year, so we know across the board all members are doing that.
Okay, and if I wanted to, could I do more than one outcome a year for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if say you want to have a total refresher, it might mean that half your CPD is covering those topics, and as long as, I mean, generally we'd say try and update yourself, you know, a few of your outcomes at least in your specialist area, but if you want to focus the other half on professionalism, we've got no problem with that.
Great. And the professionalism outcomes, they're a great way to try and get more than one outcome out of an activity, aren't they? So if you're going on a training course and as part of that you needed to present a topic, then you've got not only your specialist knowledge that you're developing, but you're also developing your communication skills, maybe your time management skills and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, update yourself before you give some training and you're thinking about how to give that training, immediately you've got a plan in professionalism before you've even done it.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Okay.
All right.